Hey everybody, it is Dungeon Master Mark. Figured I would go ahead and do our day 3 quarantine gaming session. So for today's setup, what you're seeing is the kind of the basement of a mining complex. So there's like a small little like fort or keep above this that the party's been invited to. They speak to this rather rich nobleman who lets them know that they have had a problem with their mine that is down below. Keeps getting overran with goblins. They tried sending some of their troops in. The troops just kept getting pushed back out. The troops are all very, very low-level warriors, not exactly expert swordsmen by any means. But the Lord is just desperate to get the mining operation back underway because obviously he's losing a lot of money. So the first thing you'll notice, there is a secret door over here, and there's stairs leading up to the bottom of the keep. This is kind of their emergency escape way, or basically another way they can get down in there in case this guard area is overran. This is the normal method, which there's a locked, heavy wooden door. There's steps, which there's actually a large stone above the steps that can be lowered down into place in case they need to seal the catacombs or the lower sections. The party does, I should say, if they make a perception check, they're going to notice the door to this area is a heavy, heavy steel door. So very, very potent, very thick steel, iron, whatever you want to call it. There's a lever here to a portcullis. So this is kind of the emergency fallback area. And over here, they're going to meet the dwarf who's in charge of the mining and a couple of guards, which they'll be able to talk to them to find out some more information. Here's where the miners will store their pickaxes, things like that. Over here, when the Lord brings them down, the nobleman, the party finds where there's 5 of these kind of mechanical like soldiers, which are used in emergency only. And then there's one of these hammering devices that's mechanical, kind of like a clockwork soldier, except for it looks like it's only for mining. So in other words, they can have this thing mining 24 hours a day, but the problem they were having was it kept getting attacked, so the miners had to bring it back in. The other thing the party finds out is 2 of the miners that were working in this complex have gone missing, which they believe they might have been either prisoner by these goblins that were attacking, or perhaps they've been eaten, killed. You know, the party's not 100% certain. They are able to interview 2 different miners that were in the shaft, and those people are going to explain to them that there's a lower chamber, and then there's like an upper chamber that kind of leads off in the one direction. It seemed like the goblins were pouring from that chamber, so they're not sure if there's like a larger tribe up there or what was happening. You have to excuse me, I'm fighting off a little bit of cold here. So over in this chamber, of course, we see where the goblins have kind of set up like a little base of operations. They do have 2 prisoners, so I wonder who those could be. And of course, the party, when they first come in, is going to find a minecart full of some very, very rare types of ore. It's not mithril, but it's going to be called knockwool, which in the Pathfinder universe is this greenish style crystal, which I have an LED set up. So there's going to be a large glowing green crystal over in this corner that the party will be able to use their knowledge checks to determine what that is, which it's a kind of an anti-magical, kind of like a little bit like mithril a little bit. And then, of course, the alchemist will be able to find some rare types of mushrooms that grow in this forest of mushrooms down in the caverns. And here's like a little antechamber. And, of course, the goblin tribe again. Now, what they will find if they do follow the mine tracks that we're at here up into the upper cavern that leads to the west is they'll find another smaller chamber that the miners have been pickaxing. And there's a large cave troll that's living up in this, and it looks like he actually came from another chamber up above. So he's kind of burrowed his way in here, and of course that led to the goblins trying to get away from the cave troll, which of course left them one place to go, which was into the mining area. More than likely, the party probably won't try to negotiate with the goblins. I will leave that option on the table, though, if they do wish to do that, to try to relocate them. But yeah, love that cave troll I had painted up. But yeah, it gives you guys an idea. Like I said, hopefully this encounter altogether should take, I'm guessing, maybe 4 hours the most. A little bit more heavy role-playing involved in this one other than just lots of combat. I am going to add a couple things. I'm going to add the storage room here full of a lot more storage goods, a lot of crates and things like that. And then I believe I have a couple barrels that have full of ore. So I'm going to put those over here. It's like they're waiting to be carried upstairs. And I'm probably going to put a couple other guards and things like that just to dress up the dungeon a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was rather unique. Now I do think the wizard's probably going to want to study a couple of these because he is interested in making clockwork animals or clockwork beasts. So one of the things I do like to do in dungeons, if I know a player has a particular interest in something, like in our case, our wizard already told me before he wants to learn crafting for clockwork servants. So this will be a way that he can get some research in at the end of the quest. Obviously, they probably won't sell them to him because the noblemen probably spend a lot of money on those. But that is a good way for them to do a little bit of research and maybe get a little earlier access to that feat if he wishes to do that instead of taking maybe a little part of the treasure. But that's it for today's games so far. I may do another video once everything is set up just to show everything and then go over a couple other thoughts of how things ran and things like that. And I did have someone the other day ask me if I would be willing just to do like a quick Word document for some of the little mini modules I'm doing. If I do get some free time, because I am working from home, I will try to put those into a PDF form and maybe host those on my website. But like I said, it's going to depend on how much time I have and stuff like that. So thanks for watching, guys. I will go ahead and post this up a little bit later today. And hopefully you all are safe and doing well at home as well. All right, bye-bye.